Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can make a simple task manager website that saves the tasks to local storage using HTML, Tailwind CSS and vanilla JavaScript. So welcome everybody, my name is Gary Prof and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can use local storage. So let's get started. I'm going to make a task manager. So first, I'm going to make this default HTML settings. I'm gonna write the title to task manager. And first, I'm going to make the design of the whole website. I need to get the Tailwind CDN. So I just come to the Tailwind CSS website, get started, and for now I'm going to use only the Tailwind CDN, but if you want to make your own project, I highly recommend you to install the Tailwind CLI because it's better to use. But for this project now, I'm just going to use the CDN. So now that we have the Tailwind CDN, we can start and make the design of the whole website. First, I'm going to make the body width screen and height screen. After that, I'm going to use flex on the body, and I want to make everything to be at the center of the website, so I'm going to use justify center and items center. So after that I'm going to make a div, and into this div I'm going to make another div, and in this div I'm going to make two inputs. One input text. I actually don't need the name of this. With the ID of task input, I'm going to make a placeholder for it. Add new tasks. And another input, which going to be a button. And the value will be odd for now. This is good. I'm going to save this, refresh this, and we have a text input and a button in the center of the site. So let's design it a little bit. For the text input, I'm going to add the border. I'm going to color the border to border black. I'm going to make width 64 and the padding of 2. For the button, I'm going to make a red background red 500 with a padding of 2, and I'm going to round the right side. If I save, then we can see that this is starting to look good. Onto this div, I'm going to use a flex, and with that we can eliminate the gap between the two inputs. Alright, so now I need one more div in which I need an unordered list where I'm going to write out the tasks. So I'm going to give the ID of tasks div, the class of flex call, and the justify center, and then items center. Okay, so we are ready with this. So now let's make the script. So I'm going to make the script tag. We will need to get items from the input, so I'm going to save the input into the tasks input variable, which will be equal to document get element by ID task input, and then we will need to use the task list. So document that get element by id tasks div. Okay, I'm going to make a list where I'm going to save the tasks. I will need a function which will save the tasks. So save task, and in this function we will need to get the task inputs value, put it into the list, and then save the list into local storage as a JSON file. So what is local storage? Local storage basically just a little storage that is saved into your browser. So first I will need to get the task from the task input. So task equals task input dot value, and after that I'm going to clear the task input. So task input dot value equals nothing. Then I'm going to put the task what we got into the list. So tasks dot push, and I'm going to push in the task. After that I can save this list into the local storage. So local storage dot set item. I'm going to save it under the name tasks, and I will have to convert this list into a JSON format so that I can save it. So JSON.stringify tasks, because I format the whole list and I save the whole list. Okay, we are ready with this. Now we can save the task. So if I write here something, press add, nothing happens because we didn't call the function. So on the input button I will put an on click which will call the save task function. So if I try it out right now, then I write something, then it clears the input, so the function runs successfully, but for now we can't see the task that we added. So let's make a function which will be our load task function. So function load task. So this load task function will run every time we reload the page or we add something to the list. So first I'm going to check if the local storage that get item tasks, because we saved under the name tasks, so we search under the name tasks, doesn't equal to null. And if it doesn't equal to null, then tasks, our tasks list will equals to local storage that get item tasks. And after that I will have to parse the JSON format that we got so I can show it on the screen. So after that I'm going to check if the tasks not equals to null, because if it's not equals to null, then we are going to loop through it with for each element, and I'm going to make with each loop a new list. So document that create element list. So I'm going to append our tasks as a text into each rows of our list. So append child document that create text node, and I'm going to append the element. After that I have to append this list to our unordered list so we can see it. So task list that append child li. So now that we are ready with this, as I said, it will always run if I reload the page or I add the new task. So I'm going to put on the body an onload tag, which will run the load task function, and in the save task function, after we saved our new task, I'm going to load our new tasks. And as you see, I refresh the page with saving this file because I'm using this extension in Visual Studio Code. And as you can see, the load task function executed successfully, and we can see the something that we added before this here. So if I add a new task here, for example, new task, then you are going to see something twice. So that is because we don't clear our task list before we add everything there once again. So we can simply fix this with task list that inner HTML equals to nothing, and as you can see now it works as it expected. So if I write here I don't know what, then we can see there for example groceries, and yeah, this is it. So this is how you can make a little task manager website using Tailwind CSS, vanilla JavaScript and local storage. I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Until that, have a nice day and bye bye.